Hey guys, welcome back to this old Cabover. Today we are doing a kind of a catch-up video of where progress has been made on the Transstar. So since the last video, which was a long time ago, I apologize, I've done a lot of work to it on the inside and some on the outside, but I just want to give you guys a quick update on the Cabover and hopefully get some more videos coming in soon. So Transstar, I bought it in Delaware over a year ago. And I haven't really had time to work on it. So today I decided to get my GoPro out and just shoot a video of the updates. I've been kind of quiet on social media lately. I just haven't really had much ambition to be doing things like this. But I actually had some time today to get some stuff done to it. So far, we've done a gutting of the interior. I took out all the interior panels, ceiling included, and you may notice that I also cut my openings for my windows, and these will be plexiglass tinted. And the reason I did that, just to have more room in my sleeper, because it's a very small sleeper. So that's the interior gutted. The chair is over in the shop in storage right now. I took off the fuel tanks, both sides. Took off the air lines, fuel lines. There's just been a lot of work to it. And again, I haven't really been advertising, been working on it, but I decided that I think I should start working on it again sometime. And today was that day. So this is a quick update video on the Transstar. I think today I would like to get this cross member off. I started on it, that's the air tank cross member beneath it, and I got stuck on this bolt in here. So I think I'm going to just try and cut it off maybe and see what happens. Eventually this battery box here is going to be moved to somewhere on top of the framework in there. I'm not sure I'm going to do it for steps yet, but this is going to get moved. That's my oil cooler set up there, filter cooler, whatever. This is my secondary filter, that's my primary filter. So that does like the fine particles, and this one does like the trash, basic first fuel, whatever, particles. So that's gonna get moved. Probably gonna relocate my jack too, to do a electric pump jack. So it's all just to push the button, goes up. Not entirely sure yet where it's gonna be mounted to. But we also have to do taking this guy off. We're gonna take this and make this a blank. I think I want to make a screen cover for this, so it just kind of hides the motor a bit better. I got kind of carried away with my with this guy here, so let's go get the slag from the old bolts taken out. Spring ride. Eventually, I want to do a cutoff and cut the frame right here and take these old rears out of here and put an air ride rear suspension on it. And then the front axle will be a updated Dayton or a hub pilot, which is like the fancy chrome ones you see in the road there. New doors, because I couldn't even find a way of replacing the panels. They're just too far gone, rotted out. So that's going to have to be redone. Pretty much this whole thing, the glass is great. The seals itself are shot. Headlights were going to be blacked out LED lights with these rings will be replaced with like this little hood lip or eye lip, kind of like an old bucket style headlight off a 359 Peterbilt. They look really sharp on the Cabover, like a little visor. The bumper, that is stock bumper. I'm sure with a bit of polish and chrome, I could get that back to life. But I really want to do These things are so simple. I really want to do a Texas bumper because this is so flat. You can make your own Texas bumpers. It does have AC, so I'm hoping that the AC can be fixed and stocked, and maybe actually get AC, working AC in this thing. That'd be pretty cool, which was groundbreaking for 1974. These are air actuated, which they look kind of unhealthy. I like these guys staying on here. It's a pretty clean, pretty cool look. This would be repainted. This grill, I'm gonna try and find one somewhere that's like chromed, maybe. This is your peak cap for your radiator. You got some nice little bees nest in there for me. Again, this is 1974, so we get what we get. Passenger side, again, she's in pretty rough shape. I guess that's all cut there. New doors on both sides. This one's not too bad looking, but it's not too good looking either. Yeah, it's a bee's nest in here. This seat's pretty well stock and nice. I'm thinking honestly, so bear with me here, but you see that middle area right there? I kind of want to cut that open and put a sunroof in there, because this is a really small cab, like tiny, and I kind of want to do as much light in there as possible without ruining the structural integrity. But I think because the cab is so small, it's not really a big issue. Like, I have a big studio slipper W9, and I think if I put that concept in there, it just not enough structure to keep it going there. So I'm just concerned about it leaking though. So I might be in the market for some way, somehow, of making that work. I don't know yet. I've never seen it done before in a Cabover. Well, at least Transtars. What else? Yeah, this whole truck needs some TLC, but I only paid $2,000 for it. So, and it's a clean title, and I'm doing this for my mom, and so something for me to do. Yeah, also, excuse me, the roof there is, it's sagging pretty good. I don't know why it's sagging like that for, but that has to get pushed up somehow and remanned, because it looks kind of, from the ground it looks all right, but from up top there it's pretty well shot. This is the old blower system for the AC motor. This was the old bent tube, so it went from here up to here. This is 1974 technology. This is what a side box looked like in a old truck like this. What else? Oh, the pins are non-existent. This side's pretty well travel in there, and just it was been sitting there for 10 years in the field. I'm not even sure what the rims are on this thing. I'm not sure, or the rear sizes are. I was told 411s, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm hoping to get some time to work in this thing finally. I made a resolution to crack down on it, if that means getting shop lights and working this thing when I come home, or come to the shop at 2 o'clock in the morning, then so be it. I just need to start working this thing again. This is looking inside from the back of the sleeper here. There was a mattress in here at one time, which is actually right behind there. This at one time was just a big blank piece of panel, and I went, and I know a lot of you guys would probably not agreeing with this idea, but to do something different, I want to put, again, like I mentioned before, put those plexiglass tinted windows in here. Kind of, from the inside, make it just feel bigger. Get more light in here. So that's gonna go, be one main one back here. Side pieces here, all be tinted out. And this is the roof I was telling you about. There's kind of like a dent there. You can see kind of like swells down in front there. I think maybe a tree landed on it. It's kind of a rough cap there. If I can find another cap, it'd be great. But I haven't been able to find one yet. Gotta take these roof brackets off. I think at one point it had one of those big roof fins on it for hauling trailers that were higher than it to kind of get some more aerodynamics. Yeah. The motor in this thing, if you guys didn't watch the first video, it's an 8V71, sorry, which is a V8 supercharged motor. I'm gonna pop the whole cab here in a minute and show you guys a bit better, more in depth. Doesn't put out a whole lot of horsepower, like 318 horsepower, which back in the day was a big motor. But nowadays, I mean, my cat I run now, my truck, it sits over there in the wash bay. That's my, almost fell the truck here. That truck is actually pushing like 600, 700 horsepower, something like that. So, yeah, not a very big motor. I'm not really sure what I want to do with it yet. I kind of want to haul some freight with it, see what happens for rates. But for right now, we're just gonna tinker around on it and see what happens. It's a little 13-speed transmission on it, so not an incredibly high performance drivetrain, but for 1974 it was a big deal. So I had my big air filter here, the big air canister that used to be mounted right here. I kind of went crazy with the welding cut and torch there. So that's gonna be all cleaned up and whatnot. Springs on that thing are 8 inches, 7 inches thick. So eventually, a friend of mine, he's got a 352 Peterbilt, which is a Cabover. He has his whole front axles on airbags, so it can lower, and he says it makes a big difference on ride. So hoping I can eventually make it an air ride front suspension on it, so when you get to the truck stop, you just drop the bags and the whole thing just bounces it down. It's called bagged. My truck is bagged too. My W9 is bagged. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good project. I hope it's going to be a good project. I definitely am making more resolve to, you know, work on it some more. I've had it for almost a year and a half, and I just haven't done nothing with it. So here's hoping we can get some stuff done to it. I probably should run the rack on it, make sure there's no injector stuck on it. It does run. I have had it run before, but it just, I don't want to go too crazy with it just now because, you know, yeah, it's not good for an old motor like that to have old oil, old coolant, old fluids bouncing around on there. So we're gonna see how far we get, and yeah, definitely make this more of a project, like a long-term project, and just enjoy working on it. So if you guys want to subscribe to the channel, keep on watching, and hopefully you guys will join me on the journey. This isn't to make money, it's just to do something that's a promise I made to my mom when she was on her deathbed. This is going to be a cancer benefit truck. If she hauls freight or if she works on the side, great. If she doesn't, great. But I just want to make sure that her story is told. So I'll pop the truck, I'll pop the cab on this thing and show you guys some more of the motor. So with these cabovers, if you guys are familiar with these things or not, every cabover is kind of different for how you would jack them up. So basically you have these hydraulic cylinders here. There's pins in the front that the whole cab just jacks up. It just lifts up and kind of rolls forward. And that essentially is how you get your hood popped on the cabover. There's no hood on the cabover, but you get the idea. So this is your pump box here. So when you pressurize the hydraulic fluid, it pushes your cylinders out, it opens the whole thing up. This is actually how you would lock it. There's these little jaws down there, and I say you would keep your hood from, or your cab from flopping around when you go down the highway. And then this guy here locks the other side as well. So it's all kind of a little of a dance here. I'm just going to show you guys when you pump this very loosely mounted box here. Actually, it's there you go. You gotta release it. Release it there. There you go. There you go. And that's how you start lifting up your cabover. I'm gonna do the whole thing, and so this is the 318 V8 Detroit 1974. A lot of hoses, a lot of wires everywhere, but essentially how it works is your air comes in through here. This is a turbocharger, oh sorry, supercharger. This is a belt driven shaft off the back side of the motor. It forces air into your inside of your motor. Now, this is a 2-stroke motor, not a 4-stroke, so it's a bit different setup on how it fires. Instead of 4 strokes, there's only 2 strokes, which is, you know, that's why it's called 2-stroke. So it has a lot higher RPMs. These were called screaming jimmies because you could hear them just screaming down the highway. They're very loud. They're not in production anymore, but they have a very cool sound to them. And actually, I knew nothing about these motors until I found this on Facebook, this truck on Facebook Marketplace, and I had no idea what a V8 Detroit was. Now I do. There is no power steering on this truck, which will be hopefully assessed eventually. This is the gearbox, but there's no power steering going to it. So that is your AC unit up front. That's your pump. Radiators looking pretty old. Exhaust port here, or exhaust pipe, same on the other side there. This is your air compressor, alternator, belt driven, obviously. Pretty much very rudimental, simple truck. I have replaced, this is, well, I'll show you guys. I replaced this fuel filter housing down here with an updated Baldwin one. That way you can just simply just turn off, replace your fuel filters. But this one here is the old school style. So what you do is you loosen this nut here, the bolt here, and this whole sleeve drops down. And there's a cartridge in there that you got to replace, and that's your fuel filter. Well, I didn't know that, and I trashed the other one because I thought it was just stuck on there really well. But come to find out, actually it wasn't. So I was learning, you know. Again, I really want to take this battery box off. I think it's just kind of goofy, all this mess right here. Gonna relocate this, put the batteries behind the deck somewhere, maybe between the frame rails. This is gonna be relocated, so all this is pretty much just gonna be gone. I don't know what I'm gonna do for steps yet, because you kind of need your steps to get up in your cab when the cab is lowered down. I would like to put my fuel tanks closer to the back side of the cab. That way there's this kind of more frame exposed. These are tube tires. Again, spring ride air, no air ride suspension back here. It's all stock, but it's got really good bones. Like, it's all not rusted out. There's no cracked frame rails. A bit cleaner over here. And this is the side of the supercharger, which I know people run turbochargers, but I kind of just want to see what a supercharger does. It's not a crazy powerhouse truck. It's never really meant to be. Back in the 70s, the speedometer, or the speeds were like 55 miles an hour, so you really don't have to go anywhere fast. The bottom of the pan, the floor is all pretty good looking, not crazy good, but good for sitting there in the field for 10 years. There's evidence of critters and whatnot, so this will all be stripped out, new soundproof heat shielding in here. Again, this is your springs, so that is a very rough riding system here. There are no front brakes on these things. That's just how they did it back in the day. Not a bad idea, not a good idea, just kind of what it was. Kind of gives you less braking power in conditions, which you want to have more. But you know, for what it was, 70s, that's just how they did it. Let's see what else. That's all your AC components for the cab controls. Steps are kind of hanging on there, not really sure what they're doing there. Yeah, I mean, it's not the most impressive machine, but it's not really meant to be. It's something I bought that I just want to work on and tinker around on, and you know, we'll see what happens with it. Let me show you guys the inside real quick, and I'm gonna wrap things up. Okay, so we're inside the truck now. I took out the seat because I kind of just needed more space. This is looking out the front window. Again, I have the whole panels gone. I'll put the sunroof in here somewhere, I think. Having the light in the back of the sleeper makes a big difference as far as not making you feel as claustrophobic in here. It has the old school bone steering wheel on it, which is no power steering, so your arm is the power steering. It says it's at 305,000 miles on it. It may be 1,000,035, it may be 2,000,035. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna say it's 305. This is a very well worn out instrument panel dash here. Very rudimentary. This is your AC controls, your fans. It has a little ether rate on it, so you can kind of, you know, start your truck on cold winter days. This is your passenger window motor, if it had one. That's the control for that. Again, this is a little 13-speed pancake shifter. Very small in here. When you have everything hooked up, it's very, sitting here, it's very small, very cramped. And that's probably why cabovers weren't that popular after a while. After you got the big hoods back in, they weren't very popular. I do need to clean out my back here with the vacuum cleaner, which I might do that today with you guys on camera. I don't know. This here had carpet. When I took all the carpet out, it was just nasty. Had insulation in here, but just not the best. I mean, these things were meant for work. They weren't really meant for pleasure. They can look nice, like nowadays trucks look nice, cosmetics and whatnot. They're just meant to be workhorses. I took out the panel here again. Like, I cut it out with a grinder. Again, it's going to have your plexiglass windows. Inside of this thing will be a diamond tuck interior. I would like to do candy apple red and cream white paint scheme. So candy apple red truck, or frame and sleeper and cab, everything candy apple red, and then do cream white stripes on it. like the droop stripes. I'll show you guys here in a minute when I'm talking about the stripes. It's gonna be the cream white stripes on it, and then the dash can be, it's all just be all throughout the whole truck. I'm thinking when I do my button tuck interior, it's gonna be white, or maybe, yeah, maybe, I don't know yet. I like the idea of candy apple red and cream white, two-tone truck. Yeah, eventually I think I might want to try and just reupholster my original seat just to kind of keep it more stock looking. But I think other than that, it's going to be pretty sweet when it's done. I'm going to take out this panel here. All this cosmetic is going to have to go so I can repaint everything. This is like a fake wood cover to it, which is very, very worn out. It just kind of flakes off. It's just stick on there. I want to do my whole interior just beautiful, outside and inside. It's gonna take a long time to get this truck done. But I think for today I'm gonna go get my shop vac and I'll vacuum up my truck real quick because it's needing some help. It's been sitting all winter time and just kind of been neglected. Yeah, let's do that real quick.